I am deeply disappointed that in today's markup, the majority has chosen to discuss, alongside a more reasonable bipartisan bill, a grossly partisan attack on reproductive rights. On its surface, this legislation is being sold as an effort to protect the rights of pregnant students. This is an incredibly important issue, and there may be college-age women who become pregnant or who choose to become pregnant and carry their pregnancies to term who require different resources than their peers. There may be women at institutions of higher education who are pursuing an undergraduate degree later in life, and there may be women pursuing graduate degrees while pregnant. And I'm sure I speak for all of my colleagues when I say that we want to support them all. But this bill doesn't offer real support to these women, and it doesn't offer funding to help universities provide support to pregnant women or to help those women bear the cost of raising a child while in school. Why? Because this bill is not about protecting pregnant women at all. Instead, this bill's findings are a thinly veiled attack on abortion. Rather than presenting any actual evidence of a problem that requires governmental intervention, this bill makes the unsubstantiated claim that a female student may face pressure to receive an abortion. This bill doesn't direct funds toward ensuring that institutions of higher education have affordable childcare, or an obstetrician who can guide a woman through her pregnancy, or a pediatrician who can help that woman navigate the difficulties of raising a baby while being a student. It doesn't ensure that these institutions have housing for students that is suitable for a child. It certainly doesn't discuss what a young woman should do if she doesn't want to become pregnant, despite the fact that experts report a lack of accurate knowledge about contraception among young people. The bill doesn't even direct the Secretary of Education to investigate the institutional reprisal of pregnant students that the bill describes in its own findings. The pregnant women in the so-called Pregnant Students' Rights Act are actually an afterthought. Those of us on this side of the aisle would love to work on bills protecting pregnant students and pregnant workers. In fact, we did so when we had the majority. We passed the Pregnant Workers Fairness Act. It is deeply disappointing to me that rather than work on a serious bipartisan bill that would actually solve the problems pregnant students might face on campus, some of my colleagues would prefer to use this time to demonize those women who choose to have abortions. And one more thing. I'm the mother of 2 daughters. If I had learned after I sent my daughters off to college that those colleges were advising my daughters about what they should do if they had become pregnant, I would have been furious. If I had learned that some administrator at a college was encouraging my daughter to carry an unwanted pregnancy to term, telling her about supposed support systems and creating a stigma against having an abortion and preventing her from making her own decision about when, whether, and with whom to have a child, a decision that would have impacted the rest of her life, I would have been appalled. I find this one-sided attempt to influence young people on their reproductive choices to be government overreach in the extreme, and I urge my colleagues to vote no. I yield back.